If you struggle with reducing your screen time, then today's video is for you. I'm going to talk about how I went Apple Watch only for 30 days. Let's start today's video going over the why. Why would you go Apple Watch only? Well, I think the biggest thing for that is our cell phones are so addictive. No matter how good of intentions you have or what your thought process is, eventually that supercomputer that's in your hand is just going to hold you up. If you have that thing in your hand, it is powerful enough where you're going to pick it up, you're going to have tics. I know we've all had that thing where we have felt our phone vibrating, where we have felt our phone ringing, we have felt a text message, and then we go to look and there's nothing there. Yeah, the cell phones are smarter than us. That's plain and simple. That's really what it is. There's nothing we can do about that except not having your cell phone around. And that's what I was able to do. I actually watched a different YouTube video, which I'm going to link in the description, which gave me the idea. And then honestly, after watching that video, I said, okay, I'm going to give it a shot because I need to do something. Personally, my screen time was up to 8 hours a day. That is half of my awake time was spent on my cell phone. I have a wife, I have a daughter, my wife is pregnant with our second child. That is too much time on my cell phone and not enough time with the people that I love or doing things that I love. I was just giving myself entertainment and distraction, which is good until it's not good anymore, as I'm sure we're all aware at this point. The reason I went with this method was because I had tried a lot of other methods. I downloaded apps on my phone to limit screen time, the ones that were built in with Apple. Downloaded a different app called 1sec that makes you wait 10 seconds before you can open the app. You click the app and then like a 10-second dialogue comes up and then you can open the app just to delay it. And that worked until I got used to it after about a week. And then for me it was just normal. I'd set my phone down for 10 seconds, I'd go do something else, or I'd think about something and then, oh, my app's ready, just like I was baking a cake or something and it's ready for me to use. So many apps, many things, many different thoughts, many brain tricks, all of the things that I tried, none of them worked for me until I saw this YouTube video that helped me out. The premise is you just go Apple Watch only. And what that does is it allows you to use the things that are necessary. You can phone call, you can send a text, you can text with Siri, you can use your finger to handwrite a text. Most of the time I found myself being a boomer and doing with Siri just because it seemed like the easiest option there. But I definitely got used to Siri during those 30 days. If you've used your watch before in this capacity, then it's something that you're familiar with. You know, if you haven't, it's something that honestly it might take a little bit of getting used to. I really had never used my watch in this capacity before. Maybe when I was at the gym and I left my phone in the locker and I just had my watch on me, then that was really when I had done it, but not very much. So I just said, okay, from this day forward, I'm committing. I couldn't shut my cell phone off because I think I needed it on so that I could still get regular text messages and not just iMessages on my Apple Watch. I don't know if that's true or not. I tried turning my iPhone off and then all of a sudden I wasn't receiving any text messages, and then I turned it back on and I got flooded with a couple text messages. And I was like, okay, well, I think I need this on. So I just had my cell phone on. It was just sitting in a drawer in my room, plugged in, charged all the time, so it was good to go. So day one is going to be the hardest, right? Because you're thinking, what's going on social media, what's going on here, what's going on there. Just like any kind of detox or cleanse or fast, the first few days are always the hardest. And that was the same here. It was probably the first 3 days that I would say were the hardest. I was thinking my cell phone was buzzing or ringing, and then I would touch my pocket and nothing. So just those tics that our cell phones have built into us, kind of the Pavlov's dog thing. So what I realized is, okay, I gotta just continue to fight on so that I can overcome this addiction, because that's really what it was. I continued moving forward, just day by day, slowly making it through each day. And then probably about by day 5 or 6, I was used to it. It was really nice. I was spending so much more time with my wife, with my daughter, not even thinking about what was going on. A lot of times I even had the do not disturb mode on. So I would just look at the text messages when I wanted to, when I had free time, when my daughter was asleep, after dinner, maybe when my wife and I were relaxing before we were watching a movie, or whatever it was. It was really nice to not be constantly thinking of when am I going to get a text message? Who's going to FaceTime me? What's going on? I'm one of those people where I have a few select friends that I feel like we're constantly texting and talking about a lot of things. What I realized was because we weren't talking constantly all the time, just about BS, honestly, about sports and just other random crap that is great and funny, but nothing that's really building us. I found myself calling these friends and actually having conversations with them and asking them like how they've been, how are they actually doing, and getting into actual real conversation. And that was one of the unintended benefits that I didn't realize was going to be a huge benefit, is when I did talk to these friends, maybe it had been a week since we talked at that point, or maybe some very, very brief texting, because texting with Siri was, I don't want to say annoying, but cumbersome, I'll say. And it made me want to actually have phone conversations with my friends. And that was a huge benefit, just actually understanding where they were in life and how their life was going and what was going on, and having real deep conversations and meaningful conversations. That was a very good unintended benefit that I didn't realize was going to happen. One of the other questions that I had was, how am I going to function in my day-to-day life? We use our cell phone for so many things today, whether it's for driving, obviously texting, phone calls, communication, social media, work emails, items like that. I realized that almost all of that is available on my Apple Watch. I could still get some work emails that I couldn't necessarily reply to on my Apple Watch, but if they were important enough, then I could pop open my work computer and take care of them. One of the other ones was driving. If I needed directions to get to somewhere, how was that going to work? I didn't realize it, but on the Apple Watch, it has the driving directions, it has Apple Maps, it has Google Maps. So using that was just one and the same as using my cell phone. So it wasn't something that I had to worry about once I realized that that was an option as well. As you stick with this, eventually it's going to get a lot easier, and it will almost become a seamless part of your life, and you're going to really feel refreshed with how lighthearted you feel, with how good you feel about not being so distracted all the time and needing to be entertained all the time. You'll get to a point where you'll be 10 days in, 15 days in, 20 days in, and you'll decide, I might want to continue this. Honestly, I ended up going 45 days because I just really liked how I felt. I started this April 1st of this year and went a little bit into about the middle of May. At this point, I wish I had continued it because of how refreshed I felt. If you were to look at my screen time right now, it's not 8 hours like it was, but 2 weeks ago it was like 5.5, and I had to check myself again saying, okay, do I need to go back to just using my Apple Watch? Because if this is going to be a problem, then I need to correct it. So luckily I was able to drop it last week down to 3.5 hours. I hope that isn't a fluke, but if it is, then I know what will work, and going back to my Apple Watch only is what will work, because that's the best decision for me. That's the best decision for my wife and my daughter and my family and my friends, because it makes me a better person. It makes me more fun to be around when I'm not constantly checking my phone all the time or worried about what's going on. It made my mind very clear, and I think it will do the same for you. So I hope you guys found this video enjoyable. Please do me a favor, as this is my very first YouTube video here. If you could please leave a comment, drop a like. Let me know what other type of videos you'd like me to make. I'd like to make more videos around these topics of just bettering yourself and just overall improving your life and improving my life as well, as we either try 30-day challenges or just other things that will help benefit all of us. So again, thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.